Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm gonna talk about shadowing, how I do it, what materials I use, and all of that stuff. So let's get started. I received so many comments from you guys asking me how I did shadowing, how long did it take to do each practice, what materials I used, and all that stuff. So I decided to make a separate video where I'm gonna talk about it. So I hope that it might be helpful for you guys. So first and foremost, let's talk about shadowing itself. What is it? Shadowing is a technique which is widely used right now to work on your speaking skills. What exactly? Doing the shadowing technique, you can enhance your pronunciation, your fluency, your accent even. You can also boost your vocabulary and confidence in speaking English. How does it work? You're simply repeating after someone in the videos which you're watching. So you just choose a video that you want to shadow and a speaker that you want to shadow, and you repeat everything that they are saying. So what is amazing about this shadowing technique is that not only it helps you to improve your speaking skills, it also helps you to improve your listening skills. I'm more than convinced that when you are listening to something, you do it pretty passively. You're not paying much attention to how something was said, what words were used. Usually you just try to understand general meaning, or you're now struggling to understand everything. But imagine instead of just listening, actually attentively paying attention to how somebody says something, pointing out different phrases and structures, collocations or phrasal verbs which might be useful, shadowing the way they say things, repeating after them their intonations. All of that together is something that shadowing allows you to do. It's basically something that you should do when you're shadowing someone. To be honest, I think that's very powerful. That's why I liked it from the get-go. When I first tried shadowing on day number 1 of my challenge, which you can find on my channel, but I'm gonna show you some some moment from this video, I was struggling a lot because I did not expect it to be that difficult. And throughout this whole challenge, I realized that it actually helps you to improve your vocabulary, your pronunciation, your fluency. So I kind of tested that for you guys. Now, as you know about that, let's talk about materials that I used when I was doing shadowing. So first and foremost, if you want to participate in this challenge, because most of you want it, you have to know one thing. There is no attachment to any materials. You can shadow whoever you want and whoever you like. Actually, this is tip number 1 that I gave you throughout this whole challenge and even in this wrap-up video, because I think that it's extremely important to find something that you are personally interested in and you personally like. Because if it works for me, it doesn't mean that it will work for you, because we're simply very different people probably. But the people that I like to shadow were someone whose speech I really like, whose speech were eloquent, who were well-spoken. I would say these kind of things a lot when I was doing shadowing in the process and even in this wrap-up video again. So these people were Josh Johnson and Estee Lalonde mainly. So I shadowed these 2 people. Some of you even asked me, like, is it okay to shadow someone who is a different gender than yours? Because it's like, can be a woman if I'm a man, for example, and her intonations, her voice pitch is higher than mine. Does it affect what I'm like? Can it kind of spoil the practice itself? I don't think so at all. I don't think that you have to shadow to try to mimic their voice. It's not like, there is no point in that. The point is in just repeating the intonations themselves. So, for example, if you're shadowing me right now, you should repeat the same intonations that I'm making, that I am saying, whatever. Basically, you just need to repeat the way I speak, not my voice. So it's totally fine to shadow a girl if you're a man, a boy, and vice versa. So Josh Johnson is a very funny stand-up comedian, and usually he does these performances. Very tricky thing here is that they are pretty much, it's a monologue. So it's easier to do because the monologues are easier to shadow, guys. Because monologues are pretty much predictable. There won't be any distractions from their speech, like different jumps from one topic to another. So it's not that hectic. That's why it's easier to shadow. What is trickier and what is more difficult is to practice vlogs. And this is what I did with Estee Lalonde, because Estee Lalonde is just a YouTuber, vlogger out there. She just vlogs her life, and she does these like week vlogs, and she uploads the videos of her life basically. So I actually genuinely enjoy watching her content, and I also like how she speaks. She's actually Canadian, and what I noticed from my personal experience is that Canadians speak more comprehensible. Their speech is just more, I don't know how to explain it, it's more clear. So whenever they pronounce something, they are actually articulating what they're saying. So that's why it's easier to shadow them. And Estee speaks that way, and that's why I enjoyed to shadow her, because her pronunciation was very clear and it wasn't that difficult to shadow her pronunciation. But the most difficult thing was that it's a vlog and it's pretty much hectic, and she gets distracted, and there's a lot of side notes while she's talking. She has a dog, she has friends, she's interacting with them, and it's a lot. I also would shadow some home tour videos where people would show their homes and explain everything what's going on in their situation. So I just really enjoy watching something connected to interiors, home designs, and that's why I decided to shadow those videos too, just because I simply enjoyed them. And also, guys, this topic is very interesting for me personally, and I thought that I can learn a lot of good vocabulary watching and shadowing those videos. That's why I decided to choose those kind of videos. My recommendation is to, again, shadow someone that you like, or topics that are relevant to you and you think that potentially in the future you would need them. It can expand your vocabulary, and it's very, very cool, because now you're like, oh, now I know how to say that, or oh, now I know how this thing is called. And it happens, again, very naturally, because you're just doing shadowing and you're just picking up these words. For those of you who were following me from the very beginning, you remember that I also had like a notebook. I don't have it here now, actually. No, I don't. But anyways, I had like this notebook where I would write down all these words and phrases that I thought are useful for me. And this is like another tip that I give you a lot on this channel, is don't neglect words and phrases that you like and you think are relevant to you and you think might be useful for you. Only those words and phrases, because there might be a lot of others, but you need to focus only on that vocabulary which is relevant. Again, if you find these videos too complicated for you to be shadowed, I highly recommend to use this platform which is called Elo. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's like a very good library of audio lessons which you can use, and there are like a very short 1-minute videos, and I think that you can choose several of them related to the topics that you personally like and just sit and shadow these videos. You can choose the level that you need. You can choose the videos that you like. And now about time, guys. So during my shadowing challenge, I tried to stick to like 30 to 40 minute long practice. And I would consider me talking to the camera as a part of a practice too. But at the beginning, it would take me about 30 and 40 minutes to shadow like 20-minute long video. Like it will double time the video, because it was very difficult for me at the beginning and I had to stop and rewind, and it would take a lot of time. So just at the beginning, you will need to get used to it. If you really want to get most of it, I think you should try to stick to 20-30 minute long practice, because I believe that 20-30 minute practice every day can actually affect your speaking and improve it. But if you do it less, it's okay if you do it less, but the progress will be slowed down. And if you do it more, it's even better. So it's up to you how much time you will spend on this practice, but I highly recommend to stick to some middle time, let's say, and do it every single day for 20-30 minutes. And if you're a beginner, of course, do it less time, because for you beginners, it's difficult. It's more difficult. So that's why you need to give yourself some time to get used to it, to feel comfortable doing it. So even 10 minutes every day will help you as a beginner learner. But if you are intermediate and upper level student, then you definitely need to double down this time. Now let me show you some footages from my previous videos which I posted when I was doing shadowing, to show you how to actually do it.
air-conditioned studio, and I say we because I'm sat with Taylor Swift. Hello.
Hi, welcome to New York.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hi, welcome to New York.
You are here to kick off Live Lounge Month 2019. It's a bit of a big deal, Taylor.
It's a big deal for me too. I'm really excited.
It's a really big deal for me too. I'm really excited.
Landed here, did you have that sort of cliche feeling? It was like, wow, I've made it. I can be anyone. I'm in New York.
I literally, that cliche feeling was literally my entire personality.
That cliche feeling was literally my entire personality.
For like
a year.
When I would be like walking down.
Where I would be like walking down the street
in New York, I'd be like,
in New York, and I'll be like,
I'm going to get my groceries.
I'm gonna get my groceries. So in this video, I'm doing shadowing again. And in this video, I was shadowing Taylor Swift. By the way, this was like the third source and material that I used is Taylor Swift interviews. Again, I did it just because I like the way she speaks. She uses a lot of great vocabulary when she's talking, and her pronunciation is pretty clear too. That's why I decided to choose shadowing her. And if you also remember from the previous video, I told you that I actually was interested in her as an artist. So for me, that was also engaging and enjoyable to watch these videos and shadow her. So as you can see, it's as simple as it is. You just watch, stop, repeat. You can also do it simultaneously if you are capable of that, which means that you don't stop the video, you just go right after the speaker and you shadow them right after they're speaking. But for me, that was very challenging, to be honest, because I could do it. I started doing it at the end of the shadowing. I was able to actually do it simultaneously with the speakers only after 20 more days of doing that. And even then, it wasn't perfect. It was pretty much challenging for me. So I highly recommend to you the first method, which is stop the video, each sentence and phrase which you can like physically remember, and then try to repeat. Also turn on the subtitles. This is very helpful for you. If you forget the word, you can look at the subtitles and recall it pretty quickly. So that's it about the shadowing. I think I covered every single aspect of this practice which I wanted. And if you have any other questions, which I probably didn't cover in this video, let me know in the comments below. And if you are participating in this challenge, let me know how is it going for you in the comments below again. I really appreciate reading the comments like that. I know that some of you are participating and doing this challenge, and you already gave me a great feedback about how it's working. And I'm more than happy that it actually works for you too. And I see you in the next video, which will be very soon. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave the comments below, and see you soon. Bye.